Hi, and welcome to the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup hosted by the Fearless Bruisers here in Innsbruck, Austria. This is game number 10, day number 1, track 5 in the House of the Bruisers track. This game is Team Spain versus New Zealand. Team Spain looks like they are going to be skating in the red jerseys, New Zealand in the black jerseys. I am Sonia Blade and I am joined by Mustafa.
Sí, hola, bienvenidos a todos en la Copa Mundial 2025 que está hosteando por Fearless Bruce en Innsbruck, en Austria. Aquí estamos en el partido 10. En el día 1 vamos a ver a equipo de Nueva Zelanda y equipo de España.
We're just going to quickly cut to our anthems. I think they're in progress right now. So we'll do anthems and we'll read you some rosters and we will bring you some wonderful derby action here in a couple minutes. All right, now anthems are out of the way. Team anthems out of the way. All right, skating in red today. Team Spain versus New Zealand in black. Who have we got skating for Spain today?
Sí. Hoy vamos a tener por equipo de España la 122 Kikas, la 17 Caperú, la 19 León, el número 20 Mati, 22 Jesús, 39 Jarana, 505 Marinaker, 517 Aaron Didor, 52 Bambi Kiro, que es la capitana, 5555 Bandita, 61 Hija de Odín, 607 Halibel, 618 Cabrera, 92 Dame Veneno, 94 Violence.
All right, skating for Team New Zealand, we have number 107 Mars, 123 Tino, 13 Iona Shotgun, 187 Primeval, 199 Monsterella, 22 Foxy, 28 Alicia Nesbitt Smith, 4000 Pavey Wavy, 420 Furious George, 76 Scully, 8 Ivy Knivey, 8008 Yaz, 852 Joel Hui, 86 Mackenzie, and 946 Kitty. And we are underway with jam number 1 here on track 5. Looks like we've got Mackenzie jamming against Leon. Mackenzie in the black for Team New Zealand, Team Spain. Leon looks like Team New Zealand losing Alicia Nesbitt Smith momentarily to the penalty box. That is the Sisu Guards penalty box to be exact. Also, just to let you guys know at home, the track is located around the pink tape. There are several colors of lines on this floor at the moment, so pay attention to the pink boundaries. That's going to be your track boundaries. The green ones are for the officials. Team benches are kind of to the left of the track, and penalty box is located there as well. And we're also going to bring this game to you in a bilingual call, as if you couldn't tell already. You probably noticed there's a couple different languages here, so we're going to bring you alternating jams in alternate languages.
Sí, así es. Vamos con los 4 primeros puntos por Team Spain. La 39, que va bien adelante, que intenta pasar ese pack, y sí, pasa por España. Jarana tiene ese lead, encuentra a la defensa de Team Nueva Zelanda. Jarana pasa, marca sus puntos y es la fin de este jam. 4 nuevos puntos para Team Spain. Hay que hacer mucha atención, hay que poner atención a las líneas rosas, que están las líneas del track aquí. No se ve mucho porque hay muchas líneas, pero tienen que poner atención en esas.
Also, it might be worth noting this venue, this track is quite warm. So there might be a couple extra breaks today just for the teams to allow them to recalibrate themselves, because there's a lot of fans in the crowd. Not the actual people fans, but those like nice little hand fans. Right, in Jam 3, we've got Ivy Knivey jamming for Team New Zealand. Neck in neck with Vendetta. Vendetta is out first and does have that lead jam advantage. Assessing the situation, looking to her bench, and looks like that's going to be the end of Jam 3. No points scored. Team New Zealand being held scoreless. Spain sitting comfortably at 8 as we head into jam number 4. I'd also like to give a shout out to S1 Helmet Company. The S1 Lifer helmet, best fit and best protection. Made for roller derby, get a lifer, be a lifer. S1 helmets and pads protecting roller derby since 2006. Visit s1helmets.com.
Dame Veneno y Hayona Shotgun por este tercer jam de la primera parte de el segundo partido del día. Hay una en el exterior y hay una que pasa, hay una que obtiene el lead. Dame Veneno que no está muy cerca, que no está muy lejos, perdón. Hay una que permite al equipo de Team New Zealand de poner sus primeros 3 puntos.
Looks like our penalty box currently with 1 blocker on the side for Spain. So slight pack advantage going to Team New Zealand as we head into jam number 5. Looks like we've got Leon jamming for Team Spain versus Mackenzie for New Zealand. Mackenzie dancing up that inside line, able to absorb the hit from Team Spain and is out first. Second lead advantage in the row for New Zealand. Leon doing a sneaky star stash. We have a new jammer of record. That's going to be Kia de Olden for Team Spain jamming, but will not get the opportunity to score this time. Mackenzie doing a quick hit and quit it will secure another 3 points for Team New Zealand. Looks like we're gonna have Pavey Wavy and Yara jamming next.
Sí. Así es, Jarana. Pavey Maybe. ¿Quién va a pasar primero? Pavey Maybe en el interior. Mientras la defensa se está reformando, Pavey Maybe con el fin de este jam.
Yeah, I don't think Pavey Wavy liked the setup of this scenario, being a little too tight with that opposing jammer. Just allowing to call it off. No points, just vibes for that one. Score still sitting 8 points for Team Spain, 6 for New Zealand as we head into Jam 7. Currently 1 blocker for Team Spain sitting in our Sisu mouthguards penalty box. Slight pack advantage once again in favor of Team New Zealand. We've got Ivy Knive jamming versus Vendetta. Ivy Knive wasting no time securing that lead advantage for Team New Zealand. Vendetta getting escorted to the outside track boundary, looks like by Gaz there, and will be bridged back the long way by Foxy as Ivy Knive comes in to put the first points on the board for this jam. Ivy Knive approaching that pack once again, getting absorbed by that formation from Team Spain. Team Spain was ready and waiting, and Ivy Knive quick juke to that outside. Team Spain able to reform a 2-wall at the front there, only holding her at bay momentarily. That'll be another 4 on the board for Team New Zealand, who have now taken the lead. 2 blockers holding back Ivy Knive as we come around turn number 2, and that is the 3rd scoring pass for Ivy Knive. Team Spain losing 1 blocker to our Sisu mouthguards penalty box. Team Spain picking up a few penalties here in this jam. That's a smaller pack to contend with for Ivy Knive, putting up a 4th scoring pass now. And it looks like Jammer also in the box. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see in the penalty box because, of course, we're like on the exact opposite end. And we do have a star pass occurred. Thank you to our lovely producer, Painbow. So new jammer of record is going to be Cabrera for Team Spain.
Cabrera que tiene todo el espacio para poner sus puntos. Y no, se acabó el jam.
Sorry, huge jam in favor of Team New Zealand, and I believe that is our first jam with multiple scoring passes. Most of the passes have been limited to one scoring pass, so Team New Zealand starting to pick up some momentum here, putting up 23 points.
Sí, el equipo de Nueva Zelanda acaba de poner 23 puntos en el último jam. Estamos con Jarana y Mackenzie. Jarana en el inicio, Jarana en el exterior, mientras Mackenzie empuje en los brokers de España. Jarana que pasa, Jarana que obtiene el lead. Oh, no. Es un no pass, no penalty por Jarana. Así que todavía se está jugando. Las defensas se están organizando de los dos lados. Ya estamos viendo a dos triángulos muy bonitos, pero ya se acabó. Team Spain que obtiene 4 puntos.
Mackenzie taking full advantage of that lead there, assessing the situation after getting knocked out just after securing lead. That's always the worst. But keeping things nice and legal, wanting to stay out of that Sisu mouthguards penalty box. Looks like we are going to have ourselves a official timeout, possibly. Oh, never mind. As soon as you announce it, it's all done. Looks like we've got Dame Venemo for Team Spain against Iona Shotgun. Dame trying up that inside line. Team New Zealand ready and waiting with a strong 3-wall. Iona at the top of this pack, but Team Spain able to keep them at bay. Team Spain now regaining their pivot from the penalty box as Team New Zealand loses one. Pack advantage shifting in favor of Team Spain momentarily, who do pick up lead advantage, their first lead in a few jams here. Looks like 4 or 5 jams to be exact. So. Getting knocked down by Mars there. Dame Venemo getting knocked to the infield, gonna bridge back to the top of that apex. Getting knocked out again. The star stash for Iona Shotgun will get the star free, but Team Spain opting to bring that jam to its conclusion. That'll be 4 points picked up by Spain, their first points. Sorry, no, they scored points in the last jam. So it looks like there are 3 blockers in the penalty box on the Team New Zealand side. 1 standing, so that means only 10 seconds or less. So micro pack for Team Spain to deal with.
Aquí estamos con Vendetta que encontró la brecha en la defensa de Nueva Zelanda y que ya empieza a marcar sus puntos. Vendetta que está escuchando a su coach en la banca y que termina ese jam. 4 nuevos puntos para Team Spain.
Team Spain able to hold Team New Zealand scoreless for the past 3 jams now. Starting to shift momentum a tiny bit. Only 9 points separating these 2 teams, but we're just about halfway through this first jam here. Still about 18 minutes to go. Everyone seems to be in good spirits despite the heat. There's also like an extreme heat warning outside today, so that doesn't really help our poor skaters. And it looks like we're going to have ourselves an official timeout. I'd like to give a shout out to Sisu Mouthguards. Smash hard, skate harder. Sisu Mouthguards has your back and your teeth. Sisu is the official mouthguard of the Roller Derby World Cup. ultra thin, battle tested, and built for bold athletes who play loud and hit louder. Hit louder, that's interesting. That must be those hits when you go, oof, that we all know so well. Trusted by derby skaters worldwide, Sisu is the official mouthguard of the Roller Derby World Cup. Team Spain obviously having a strong fan base here.
Sí, estamos escuchando a al público de aquí que es muy numeroso. Hay muchísima gente soportando a España, soportando también a Nueva Zelanda, pero se escuchan mucho los españoles aquí. Estamos de nuevo con Jarana y Hargnivi. Jarana encontró un lugar en el exterior y empezó su gira. Jarana que está reciclando por Nueva Zelanda. Jarana en el exterior. 4 puntos por Team Spain. Harvick Navy que encontró también un espacio y que también intenta pasar antes que marcara el fin del jump, pero ya Jarana marcó el fin del jump. Cinco puntos para Team Spain. Dame veneno, Mackenzie. Mackenzie que encontró un lugar también y que ya tiene el lead. Mackenzie que pone sus puntos y Keiko.
Dave Venemo putting on the pressure there at the conclusion of that jam, limiting New Zealand's scoring to 2 points in that jam, but they still hold on to that lead by 6 points. Just about 16 minutes left to go here, and it looks like we're going to have a team timeout. That is, of course, a crash course timeout. Crash Course helps busy roller derby athletes increase strength, endurance, and agility, conquer self-doubt, and create habits of high performers to become all-stars and MVPs on the track and in life. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Visit ChrissyCrash.com to download the free off-skates roller derby training series. Life is a contact sport. Win.
Ojalá están tomando agua allá en España y también allá en Nueva Zelanda porque hace mucho calor. Aquí también, pero menos que en España. 54 grados en España.
I'm just going to look and pretend I knew exactly what you were saying there, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree, 100%. And I do understand some Spanish words, but yeah, no, not that many. Looks like we're going to have Leon jamming for Team Spain versus, that is Iona Shotgun skating in black for Team New Zealand. Looks like both teams are currently sitting at full strength. No, sorry, there is one in the box standing for Team Spain. That is the pivot who is now returning to the track. Both teams now appear to be at full strength. Leon is out first with lead advantage. Iona Shotgun about a quarter track behind this pack, hoping to put on some pressure. Leon securing at least one of those points, and looks like one will be awarded. One and done for Team Spain. That brings our point differential to 5.
Ivy Knighty, Vandita, and Crash Course, team time. Vandita. Vandita que pasa porque no tiene el lead. Mientras Ivy Knighty intenta pasar a los bloqueadores. Ivy Knighty que termina el jam. 4 puntos para Nueva Zelanda.
Taking to our WFTDI jam line. Looks like we have Rana and Baby Wavy. Rana is out first, lead advantage in favor of Spain. Baby Wavy still a couple left to beat, splits the difference up that middle there and gets through for the initial pass on behalf of New Zealand. Got a quarter track behind Rana, getting bumped to that infield. Baby Wavy taking a huge hit to that infield, but able to get up under their own power. Always what we like to see with our skaters. And of course, special thank you to our medics this weekend, taking good care of our skaters, all of our volunteers, our officials, our NSOs, our, hey, why not shout out announcers? Go announcers, go us.
Go announcers.
and the fans
and producers too.
Yeah. Of course.
Dame Veneno, Mackenzie, en esta WFTD Jam Line. Dame Veneno, ¿qué pasó? Dame Veneno en la defensa de Team New Zealand. Intenta pasar por el exterior. Dame Veneno que vio llegar a Mackenzie y que no quiso darle puntos, obvio, así que terminó. 3 nuevos puntos para Team Spain. Estamos a 28 por Team Spain, 36 Team New Zealand.
Teams keeping things nice and close here. Always like what we love to see, nice interesting matchups, no blowups. I mean, there's always going to be blowups, but we like to limit them as much as possible, and that's what we're doing here with this accelerated Swiss tournament format. We've got Leon jamming for Team Spain, getting bumped to that inset. It is Iona Shotgun who is out first, that lead advantage, and it looks like it'll be a power jam in favor of Team New Zealand. Team Spain setting up at the front of that pack, and Iona Shotgun able to push them to their out-of-play point. That forces Team Spain to let Iona go with 4 points on the board so far here in Jam 17. Getting back into that pack. Couple blockers from Spain getting bumped to the outside, opting to hold off a moment before re-entering nice and legally. Looks like we've got a 2-2 formation here on behalf of Spain. Now quickly absorbing into that 4 as Iona comes back into play, and it looks like Leon now back on the track, star in hand. Will plot out their next move. Pivot slightly preoccupied at the moment, but able to disengage from that formation and give assistance to Leon if needed. Leon getting knocked to that outside, bridge back to almost to that pivot line there. Iona Shotgun at the top of the pack, and a hard-fought third pass there. That'll be 3 scoring passes so far for a grand total of 12. I believe Spain has yet to make their initial pass. Leon still holding on to that star. Pivot positioned nicely in front of that formation from Team New Zealand, and Star's pass looks like it has successfully been completed. New jammer of record is 718 Cabrera. Will not get the opportunity to score in this jam. That'll be 12-point jam. No, it looks like they have a few more points to be added. That is the second star pass to Cabrera. Cabrera doing some good work with that pivot star there. Yes, that was a 16-point jam in favor of New Zealand. That brings our total up to 52 points. Team Spain still holding strong at 29. Looks like we have ourselves a quick official timeout. Lining up on our WFTDI jam line, we have Ivy Knivy, the jammer for Spain, who just has to spin around so I can see that lovely jersey number. Oh, that is number quadruple 5, Vendetta.
My roller derby is a roller derby shop specialist in France and Europe.
It sure is. Big love out to My Roller Derby shop. Also give a shout out to 888, elevating derby safety standards with cutting edge technology. That is 888. Sitting in the official timeout here. We have just about 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. Team New Zealand taking off a bit with that 16-point jam, but nothing insurmountable. Nothing's ever insurmountable.
No, nada está jugado en el derby, nunca se sabe. Estamos a 29 por Team Spain, a 52 por Team New Zealand. Faltan 10 minutos en esta primera parte. Estamos con Bendita y Ivy Knivy que literalmente voló en la pista, no la vimos pasar. Ivy Knivy que se encuentra con la defensa de Team Spain, intenta pasar por el exterior. Mientras Bendita está todavía intentando pasar a los bloqueadores de Team New Zealand. Estamos viviendo un Star Pass de Bendita con Halibe. Ivy Knivy que terminó ese jam.
So some fun information for you. Since the team timeout on behalf of New Zealand called between jams 12 and 13, they have scored 21 points since then, Spain having scored 3. So definitely a momentum shift now, of course, 25 points. Definitely a momentum shift having taken that team timeout. We've got Pavey Wavy against Yarena for Team Spain. Yarena splitting the difference up the middle of that pack is out first, lead advantage. Pavey Wavy, one left to be the long turn number 2, and does get clear. But a quarter track separating these two teams. I see a couple blockers in our Sisu Mouthguard's penalty box, so pack advantage was in favor of Team Spain on that one. Pavey Wavy, though, able to put on the pressure and limit Team Spain's scoring to 2 points there in jam number 19. Sorry, 4 points. Still 2 blockers in our penalty box on the Team New Zealand side. Pack advantage still lying with Team Spain here.
Dame Veneno Mackenzie en este WFTDA Jam Line. Dame Veneno, ¿qué pasó? Dame Veneno con su Apex ganó sus 4 primeros puntos. La defensa se está organizando del lado de Team New Zealand para no dejar pasar a Dame Veneno. Son defensas muy sólidas, se ve desde aquí. Triángulos muy fuertes. Mackenzie ya va para la penalty box, la Sisu Guard penalty box. Eso va a significar que Team Spain va a empezar con un power jam en el próximo jam.
That is going to be the first jammer penalty on the New Zealand side. Thank you, Painbow, for those wonderful stats. So this is going to be a power start in favor of Team Spain. Not before a team timeout. Official timeout. Official review. We will bring you the details of that official review as soon as we have them. If I were to hazard a guess, it would be possibly to get the jammer free of that penalty box.
Sí.
You know, we don't like to assume, but
El equipo de Nueva Zelanda ya está preguntando por un official review para sacar, creo, su jammer de la penalty box. Vamos a ver qué deciden.
you can see there the fans from Team Spain getting hyped up by the skaters on the track. Unfortunately, this venue doesn't quite allow for a crowd wave to occur because the crowd only able to sit on one side as opposed to some of the other tracks, so they have a little panoramic seating, I guess you could call it, 360 seating.
Vamos a ver qué pasó.
So yes, Team New Zealand was looking to rescind the jammer penalty there, but I do see that jammer still sitting in our CC North Guards penalty box, so it does not look like that official review will be successful unless they're still... No, they're just discussing with the teams right now. That does look like it was the decided outcome. So Team New Zealand will lose their official review. But hey, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Así que sí, Nueva Zelanda perdió a su official review y Mackenzie se queda en la CISU World Penalty Box. Así que Harana va a empezar en Power Jam.
Teams opting to line up at that pivot line there. That gives Harana a running start, quickly picking up that lead advantage in favor of Spain. Spain now lining up along that inside boundary, coming around the top of that apex. New Zealand ready and waiting for Harana's arrival. Skaters now picking up speed. Harana getting knocked to that outside track boundary, and Team New Zealand is going to bridge back the long way. Still going. How far will they go? Looks like just to the top of that apex there, just as Mackenzie is being released. Mackenzie with fresh legs off that penalty, ready to get back into the fray. Trying to dance up that inside track boundary on those toe stops, but does step out of bounds just enough to force that recycle. Not wanting to be sent back to that CC guards penalty box. Can't blame them. Does look like Team Spain losing one blocker, so slight pack advantage currently lying in Team New Zealand's favor. Harana still fighting against a strong formation from that Team New Zealand wall. Mackenzie does secure the initial pass, hoping to put on some pressure. And Harana not able to call it off in time. Looks like a couple points are going to be snuck out there by Team New Zealand. Looks like 2 of them to be exact, and 4 points going in favor of Team Spain. So wonderful job on Team New Zealand's part, killing that penalty start.
Cuatro puntos para Team Spain, 2 para Nueva Zelanda. 58 para Team New Zealand, 45 para Team Spain. Official review.
And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Team Spain sending out a new jammer into the rotation. That is going to be number 505, Mariniker. donning the star, but not before this official review.
Tenemos unos fun facts sobre, sobre Team New Zealand. Entrenan y juegan juntos regularmente, no solo por World Cup o grandes eventos, siempre están juntos. Y un fun fact sobre el equipo de España, el Team Spain, hablan 3 idiomas, el español, el catalán y el inglés.
So up until this point, Spain having mostly run a 3-jammer rotation. That would be Havana, Dame Venemo, and Vendetta being our core jammers so far. Starting to mix it up a little bit here. Currently sending out Marineker.
Que vamos a ver por primera vez en este partido a Marineker en estrella, número 505.
And it looks like Team New Zealand is going to stick to their 4-jammer, solid rotation. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Looks like it'll be Ivy Knighby. Once we complete this official review, details of which we will bring you as soon as we have them. Looks like Team Spain was looking for a cut track penalty to be assessed on New Zealand's jammer, but I do not see anybody reporting to our Sisu penalty box, so it doesn't look like their review is successful and will not be retained.
Marineker, Ivy Knighby que pasa por el interior, que va a empezar su scoring pass. 3 bloqueadores para detener a Ivy Knighby. Ivy Knighby que vio a Marineker llegar y que termina el jump.
Looks like those jam refs are just confirming if any points should be awarded to Team Spain on that last jam. I don't see any hands in the air. But it does look like 2 picked up by New Zealand. Nope, that'll be no points awarded in that jam. Only 15 points separating these 2 teams, and we got 4.5 minutes left here in the first half. Vendetta donning the star again against Furious George. I want to say Furious George, possibly a new jammer. Yes, first time for Furious George donning that star on behalf of New Zealand. Taking a page from Team Spain's playbook there, mixing it up a tiny bit. Does look like Team Spain will be losing their pivot momentarily to our Sisu guards penalty box as the pivot from New Zealand being released. So little pivot swap out there. Gaz wasting no time to offer some offensive assistance. Trying to keep Furious George at bay. Vendetta with lead advantage currently in the pocket. Approaching that pack, looking for a way through, trying to split the difference up the middle. Does get a slight assist forward from the pivot for New Zealand. Checking back the situation, checking back at the bench. Going to keep things going here momentarily. Does look like we have a star pass successfully occurred on the Team New Zealand side. That is going to be Gaz with fresh legs from that penalty into the fray, donning the star, getting out for the initial, and back into the fray. Team Spain ready and waiting with a 3 formation along this back straightaway. Vendetta pushing hard against that formation from Team New Zealand here. Oh, and it does look like a truck has come loose. So that is 2 wheels from somebody's skate on the floor. All kinds of parts hanging out over here. Furious George having passed that star, taking a moment to collect that equipment. Oh my gosh, that was Gaz. Gaz, who was currently jamming, was doing it without at least 2 of the wheels. I don't know how the other equipment was affected, but yes, skates apparently were disintegrating there. Yes, that's quite impressive. Gaz skating on 6 wheels, able to keep that jam going.
Eso es
And
increíble.
put up some points on the board.
Es espectáculo. El derby espectáculo. El derby show.
So that was a 12-point jam in favor of Spain, 4 going to Team New Zealand. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. We're just gonna make sure our track is nice and clear, keep things as safe as possible. We can only do so much. They're doing their best.
Eso no se ve mucho. Una jugadora de Team Nueva Zelanda perdió a sus ruedas. Dame veneno, Pavy Maybe, por este jam. Pavy Maybe, que estaba andando en Sisu Group Penalty Box. Eso deja el campo libre para Dame Veneno. Team Spain que intenta. Sí, la van a asistar. Y Dame Veneno que está reciclada por Scully. Team Spain que va a contener a los bloqueadores de Team Nueva Zelanda. Dame Veneno en el interior. Pavy Maybe de regreso en el track. Una jugadora de Team Spain está andando en la penalty box. 3 bloqueadores por Team Spain. Pavy Maybe en el exterior. Pavy Maybe que continúa a tomar sus puntos. Pavy Maybe en un patín. 8 puntos para Team Nueva Zelanda. Dame Veneno que empuje. Los bloqueadores de Team Nueva Zelanda. Ya se acabó este jam.
That was a huge 2-minute jam there. We have not had a ton of 2-minute jams here in this game. Most of them have been controlled by the lead jammers respectively, so definitely a hard-fought 2 minutes there, and the crowd was fairly excited to count down that timing for them. 10 points picked up by Team New Zealand there, 4 in favor of Team Spain, and it looks like this is going to be the last jam here in the first half. Got Iona Shotgun and Hirana for Team Spain. Just a jumble of skaters as we come around the top of that apex, and it is Iona Shotgun out first with lead advantage in favor of Team New Zealand. Hirana still trying to find a way through this pack. Does look the star has been removed, but opting to hang on to it. Oh, and it does look like the star pass. Does look like the star pass has successfully occurred. So that will be Mati, our new jammer of record in favor of Team Spain. Iona Shotgun being held up by the strong formation by Team Spain as they complete their first scoring pass. Able to find a way along that inside line. Just past that jammer line there. Mati getting knocked to the infield, bridge back. Opting to get that first hit on Iona and will... Oh, we're gonna have a little jammer versus jammer here as we come around the top of the apex. Mati doing some double duty there. Iona Shotgun still trying to collect points. Mati does find a way through. That is the initial pass in favor of Spain. Iona getting knocked to that outside, assessing the situation, looking to those coaches, and will call that jam to its conclusion. That will bring us to intermission halftime here. Team New Zealand, 79 points. Team Spain sitting at 61. That was an incredible first half. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Aquí estamos en la intermisión del partido del equipo de España contra el equipo de Nueva Zelanda.
It does look like we had a couple momentum shifts, but none of them lasted very long. Both teams seem to be adjusting to each other's gameplay rather quickly here. So a really great matchup here on track number 5 here for Game 10. We're going to take a short break here, and we will bring back the second half of this amazing game to you in about just under 14 minutes. Don't go too far.
Pre-Derby me was one thing, and post-Derby me is another. And being able to really step into my full personhood within this environment has just been identity amplifying. So obviously I've always been a bit of a ham, but this is just so much more than that for me. Scald Eagle was always inside pre-Derby, but actually getting into roller derby allowed me the space to like amplify that part of my personality, and the legacy part also like definitely feels impactful for me to feel like I've made a mark on this world, even if it's in this small little niche. Part of that legacy and part of that amplification, I guess, has certainly been absolutely facilitated by S1, best helmet company, best protective gear company since 2006, and they have been by roller derby's side, which has felt like by my side that whole time.
First rule of Sisu is, wearing a mouth guard is cool. Say the word. Sisu! Second rule of Sisu is, use a thin mouth guard, not a big old gummy one. Say the word. Sisu! Third rule, pick your Sisu style. Fourth rule, talk, breathe, drink, easily. Sisu, Sisu, Sisu! The final rule of Sisu is, unlike others, you got up to 20 times to remove it. Who's got Sisu? Sisu!
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
When it comes to roller derby gear that is trusted worldwide, Spankali has been in the game since day one, and we're still leading the pack. Our armbands are the strongest, most trusted on the market, with 3 styles that stay put through every jam, hit and hustle. And guess what? Spank Alley jerseys are here. Ref, Pride and Team styles. Velcro friendly, high quality and custom made for every body type. Ready to level up? Hit us up on socials or head to spankalley.com to place your order. Because in roller derby, if you want to be the best, you better wear the best.
Hey, I'm Lily Gaskell. I rock the Life Visor helmet in standard sizing liners in size large. I've always worn S1 helmets up until really recently, and I've started rocking the visor now because I've hit my nose and you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. And so the innovation of the protection of the visor has just been, I'm never going back. I'm always going to rock a visor now.
Welcome back. This is the second half of Spain versus New Zealand. What a first half we had here. Team Spain having 13 leads so far. Team New Zealand with 10. Team New Zealand picking up a few, like most of their, at least half of their points, but only in 2 jams. 39 points to be exact. Thank you to Payne both for that stat. So they had a huge jam in jam number 7 there. They had 23 points. And then they picked up another 16 points. Ever since they took the lead, they have been starting to take off with lead jams and stuff. But Team New Zealand also doing a good job of killing those power jams and not letting Team Spain get too far away with it. We have some high-scoring jammers here on behalf of New Zealand. We've got number 8. Ivy Kanivy picking up the most points there, 33 of them to be exact. They did have that 23-point jams, only 10 points scored outside of that. On the Team Spain side, looks like the points are fairly spread out for the most part. And here we go back with the second half of this game. Team Spain, of course, skating in the red jerseys. Team New Zealand in the black. Pavey Wavy is out first with that lead advantage in favor of Team New Zealand. We've got Hirana there with the star in hand. Does look like they get free of the pack just as Team New Zealand loses their pivot to the penalty box. We've got a fast moving pack here as we come around this second straightaway, heading to turn number 3. Pavey Wavy doing a hit to the outside. And you know what, while we're on the floor, let's just break into the worm. Let's just bust out some breakdancing moves. Getting us started here for jam number 1 of the second half. Team New Zealand picking up 3 points in that jam. That brings them up to 82. Team Spain holding strong at 61. Looks like they're going to send out Vendetta with the star next against Iona Shotgun. And just to remind you, if you're just tuning in, this is a bilingual call, so half in Spanish, half in English.
Estamos de regreso con el segundo jam. Aquí, Vendetta contra Iona. 82 por Team New Zealand, 61 por Team Spain. Iona tiene la ventaja de estar más adelante y de empujar un poquito para pasar. Dos estrellas están en contra. Y Iona que pasa por el interior. Se están reformando la defensa de Team Spain. Hay una que termina ese jam. Cuatro nuevos puntos para las playeras negras de Team New Zealand.
Another thing to note from the first half here, Team Spain putting up a few jams with multiple scoring passes, but only one with double digits. So it has been very much 4 points at a time here, points earned by Spain, but teams still keeping things nice and close. We've got Marineker jamming for Team Spain, their second time done the start in this game. And we have Mackenzie, who is out first for Team New Zealand. Marineker getting knocked to the infield, bridge back by the pivot for New Zealand. Mackenzie does get through on the apex, but as a cut track penalty, this will be a power jam in favor of Team Spain. It looks like we're going to go only full 2 minutes here in jam number 3. Marineker with the star in hand, battling against this formation from New Zealand. Pivot now moving in to give some assistance, opening up that inside track. Does get Marineker through for that initial pass. Setting themselves up as we round turn number 2. New Zealand with a strong 3-wall as we come around this back straightaway. Team Spain setting themselves up at the back of that pack, ready and waiting for Mackenzie to re-enter, which happens just of course as I say so. Mackenzie being held up at the back of that pack. Team Spain's moving virtually seamlessly in front of this jammer. Marineker trying to hug that outside track boundary, but does get bumped out. Oh, and it does look like another cut track will be assessed to Mackenzie. So this will be the second power jam of this jam number 3 here. Marineker one left to beat as they come around the back straightaway, but it is not going to be an easy feat to accomplish. Monsterella giving her the gears for a few feet there. Marineker into the fray. Strong formation being put forth by Team New Zealand. Team Spain trying to move in to break them apart, but having to relent as they assess the situation with the jammer. Mackenzie now standing, and Marineker going to call that jam to its conclusion. That's going to be 12 points put up by Team Spain. That is going to be their second scoring jam with double digits in this game. Starting to chip away at that point gap. Team Spain now sitting at 73 points to Team New Zealand's 3. That is their second 12-point jam, to be exact.
Pavey maybe. Dame veneno. Para este jam. Dame veneno que encontró una falla que ya pasó. La defensa de Team Spain que recicla a Pavey Maybe. Pavey Maybe que está asistada por su pivot. El número 66. del Team Nueva Zelanda, que ya está ayudando mucho a Pavy Maybe. Mientras, Dame Veneno ya pasó y empezó a marcar sus puntos. Pivot del Team Spain, que está mandando a la Sisu Group Penalty Box. 2 bloqueadores menos por Team Spain. Dame Veneno que puede contar nada más con una persona en el track. Dame Veneno que está reciclada por la número 107 Mars de Team Nueva Zelanda. Pavy Maybe que continúa de hacer sus vueltas. Dame Veneno que termina ese jump. ¿Cuántos puntos para este jump por Team Spain? 8 nuevos puntos. 4 por Team New Zealand. Team Spain 81, Team New Zealand 93.
So it looks like we got blockers on both sides currently sitting in our Sisu guards penalty box. Could have a smaller pack to contend with. Does look like Spain has a slight pack advantage for the moment. Looks like it's going to be 2 blockers on the New Zealand side, 3 for Spain. So a little micro pack for these jammers to contend with. PB Wavy adding points to their scoring total in that last jam, having scored 10 points in the first half, now adding 4 to that total. Looks like we're gonna have, sorry, they had the jammers up there for a moment. It is Ivy Kanivy and Hirana for Spain. Hirana hitting that pack hard, gonna stick to that outside line, getting knocked out by the blocker from New Zealand. Looks like that was Kitty there, escorting Hirana to the outside track boundary. Ready and waiting, paired with Alicia Nesbitt-Smith. We've got Ivy Kanivy at the top of this pack. Spain holding strong. Does look like Spain is going to pick up lead jam advantage. Hirana now out with that initial, and Ivy Kanivy completing that initial pass as well. Skaters starting to regain their teammates on this track. Currently looks like 2 on the Spain side, 1 on the New Zealand side. That'll bring us to the end of that jam. Looks like it's only going to be 3 points picked up by Team Spain, starting to chip away at that point gap. Only 9 points separating these 2 teams now. Teams definitely keeping things nice and close here on track number 5.
Sí, aquí se siente también la tensión con este scoreboard de 9 puntos de diferencia. Nada está jugado en el roller derby, ya se sabe.
Does look like we have ourselves a quick official timeout here. Looks like our NSO's just confirming some details with the penalty box trackers there.
Bendita Hayona. Se siente la fuerza que ponen para intentar pasar a esas defensas. Bendita en el interior. Bendita que está sola para intentar pasar esta pared humana. Uy, el apex en el interior. No pasó. Va a intentar de nuevo. Ya los bloqueadores están todos en la pista. Teníamos uno de Team Spain en la C-Sugar penalty box y también uno de Team New Zealand. Grandita que ya termina ese jam. 3 puntos del lado Team New Zealand, 3 puntos por Team Spain.
Both teams slowly creeping up to those century marks. New Zealand just a half set closer, sitting at 96 points, just one scoring jam shy of that triple-digit mark. But not before we have ourselves a quick timeout. That looks like a team timeout called on behalf of New Zealand. No, it is an official review called by New Zealand. Details of which we will bring as soon as we have them. Give a shout out to 187 Killer Pads, industrial strength materials, unmatched ergonomic design, unparalleled excellence. That's 187 Killer Pads. It does look like New Zealand is requesting a cut track penalty to be assessed on Team Spain's jammer from that last jam there. It's like our refs just delivering the outcome of that official review.
Vilavu Art is a small local feminist creative art and fashion label. We want to contribute to a cosmopolitan, colorful, enlightened, equal and tolerant society. We use fair, ecological and recycled material and products.
I don't see a jammer heading to our Sisu guards penalty box, so it does not look like that official review was successful. It will not be retained by New Zealand. We are back to action here. Looks like we are full of 5 versus 5. Our Sisu guards penalty box currently sitting empty. We've got Mackenzie and Mariniker, jammers of record. Mariniker trying that inside line, getting escorted to the interior track boundary by Alicia Nesbitt-Smith. Gonna recycle to play it safe. Pack's starting to get stretched out here as we come around turn 2, approaching that straightaway. Mackenzie spinning with all of their might, trying to get those hips around these blockers. And Mariniker is out first. Lead jam advantage in favor of Team Spain here in jam number 7. Mackenzie opting to remove that star, the sneaky star stash strategy working in their favor. New Zealand does get the star free. We'll limit these scoring passes in that jam. We'll see how many points are picked up by Team Spain. Looks like our refs just having a quick discussion here. Make sure everyone was passed nice and legal. Does look like 2 points being awarded to Team Spain there. That means only 7 points now separating these two teams.
Dame veneno, Pavy maybe. Dame veneno que ya pasó directo. Wow. La jugada de los jammers. Dame veneno que termina ese jam.
Yeah, it didn't look like Dane liked the setup of that scenario. The whole jammer race, not really their cup of tea in this round. gonna call things off, set it up all over again. Looks like it'll be Harana jamming for Team Spain and Ivy Karnaivi for New Zealand. Teams moving back as our 5 seconds wind down, not wanting to give those jammers a running start as they engage with this pack. Ivy Karnaivi trying to twist around those blockers from Team Spain. A couple bodies tumbling here as we approach that pivot line, but everyone quick to get back on their feet. Harana getting around on that outside, one left to beat, and will be lead jammer of record for Team Spain. That is going to be their 6th lead jam in a row. Team New Zealand ready and waiting for Harana to come back into the fray. Ivy Karnaivi doing a beautiful spin move as came around at turn number 2. Gets out the initial pass for Team New Zealand. Fire on all cylinders. Does not look like Ivy Karnaivi was able to re-engage with that pack quickly enough to score any points. That's going to be 4 points awarded to Team Spain. We now have a 3-point game. My gosh, if you weren't sweating already, well, we're sweating all over here. So if you at home were on the edge of your seats, you probably are now.
Así es. 3 puntos. Faltan 3 puntos para estar al mismo.
Team New Zealand being held scoreless for the past 3 jams now. And Spain doing what they've done this entire game, slowly chipping away at those points, racking them up. That's the way you make a play.
Se están organizando las líneas. Dame veneno. Oh, perdón, bendita. Hay una. Bendita, bendita que empuje. Bendita que... Bendita sí pasó. Obtiene el lead. Mientras se están empujando del otro lado para no dejar a pasar a Hayona. Bendita que está reciclada por la 123 de Team Nueva Zelanda. Que marca el fin de este jam. 3 nuevos puntos para Team Spain. Ya estamos a 96 contra 96. Team Spain ya se alineó.
So if you couldn't tell from the crowd noise, we are now currently sitting in a tie game. I don't know if you could see it on your screen there, but the jammer from New Zealand had the star in hand. The pivot was reaching for the star. It looked like they were going to pass it. Like there was some tension on that star cover there, but the jammer opting to keep that star. Team New Zealand definitely not using the star pass strategy very much in this game. I believe they only had 1 star pass in the first half. So definitely keeping that strategy in their back pocket, but not having to execute. So teams obviously calling a team timeout now with this shift in momentum. That's Team New Zealand calling the timeout, hoping to probably regain their footing here, having lost a little bit of their momentum, having secured in that first half with those 2 jams where they scored 39 points.
Se siente la tensión aquí. Todo el público está al tope. Vamos de regreso con Marina Kerr y Mackenzie, alineadas en la WTD Jam Line.
Looks like we have 1 blocker standing in our Sisu Guards penalty box. Slight pack advantage currently lying in favor of Team Spain. Marineker and Mackenzie engaging with that pack. Looks like Marineker getting knocked to that infield, quick to re-enter the fray. And it is Mackenzie out for his lead advantage, their first lead advantage since jam number 3. Team Spain definitely capitalizing on those lead advantages. And it does look like a star pass has occurred. That is going to be Cabrera, our new jammer record for Team Spain. Will not get the opportunity to score. That is a quick 4-point scoring pass and done, bringing New Zealand back into the lead and hitting that century mark. A nice even 100 points. But we still have just under 14.5 minutes to go here in the second half, so lots of time for things to change up here.
Ya Team Nueva Zelanda ya pasaron la vara de los 100 puntos. Faltan 4 para llegar al mismo nivel para Team Spain. Estamos con Dame Veneno y Pavi Maybe. Y ahora Pavi Maybe en el exterior. Es el tiempo para los equipos de ya poner en práctica todas las estrategias. Maybe que termina este jam. Dame Veneno que sí marcó sus puntos al pasar al pack. 3 puntos para Team Spain, 4 para Team New Zealand. Estamos a un punto de los 100 puntos para Team Spain.
So just 5 points separating these two teams. Looks like we are going to have, that's Ivy Knivy jamming for Team New Zealand and is out first with lead advantage. Arana donning the star for Team Spain. Getting locked down as we round the top of that apex. Star in hand though, strategy does prove effective. Team Spain out with the initial pass. Ivy Knivy with the first 4 points on the board. Checking the bench, assessing the situation, gets the instructions from the coach to call that jam to its conclusion. That'll be a quick 4 points picked up by New Zealand there. That brings their total up to 108. Team Spain still holding strong with 99 points as we head into jam number 14.
Bendita, Hayona. Bendita que empieza por el exterior y termina en el interior. Encontró la brecha. Bendita en el medio de los bloqueadores de Team Spain, de Team New Zealand, perdón. Los dos packs están muy sólidos. Eso puede durar un poquito hasta que uno se rompe, encontrar la brecha y pasar. Bendita con su esquiva. 4 nuevos puntos para Team Spain. Ya pasó la vara de los 100 puntos para Team Spain. Bendita que está reciclada por la 66 de Team New Zealand. Se está afrontando a una defensa muy fuerte también del lado de Team New Zealand. Es un deporte muy físico. Con el calor se siente aún más.
Kind of looked like Vendetta was striking a pose there while on the ground, you know, just looking all fancy, you know. Living my best life here at the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup. We're underway, jam number 15. We've got Mackenzie donning the star for Team New Zealand and Marineker for Team Spain. Marineker being shifted into that jammer rotation partway through that first half here, definitely proving to be a force to be reckoned with. Oh, taking a hit from Alicia Nesbitt-Smith, but able to stay in bounds. Only one hand. Does take a second hit from Team New Zealand blockers. That allows Mackenzie to get through. Lead advantage currently lying in favor of Team New Zealand. Marina Kerr opting to remove that star, but Team New Zealand absolutely locking down at the back of that pack. These blockers are getting pushed to their maximum capacity here. Does look like our star pass occurred, but may not have been successful. I do see a flurry of whistles happening at the same time. Oh, and the pivot being called off. So not a successful star pass for Spain. Marina Kerr will have to hang on to that star cover. Keep going through. Mackenzie dodging that last hit as we round turn number 2 for the first 4-point score in this jam. And Marina Kerr does find a way through after a hard-fought minute and 15 seconds here. Mackenzie, a beautiful little dip move along that outside track boundary, secures another 4-point pass and calls a jam to its conclusion. Team New Zealand now sitting at 116 points, Team Spain at 105. Just 11 points separating these two teams. Pivot for Spain, still sitting in our Sisu guards penalty box. A slight pack advantage currently in favor of New Zealand.
Maybe. Encontró la ventaja de pasar y ya está empezando a buscar por dónde marcar sus puntos. Maybe que está mandando en la Susu World Penalty Box. Eso deja el campo libre a Dame Veneno para pasar su initial pass y luego marca sus puntos. El pivot de Team New Zealand que está andando en Penalty Box. Dame Veneno que toma las direcciones de su banca. Dame Veneno en el exterior. 4 nuevos puntos por Team Spain. Dame Veneno que va a aprovechar el hecho que Wavy está en la penalty box y que todos sus bloqueadores la pueden ayudar. Regreso de Baby Maybe en el track. Scully que está reciclando a Dame Veneno. Mientras en el mismo momento, Baby Wavy de regreso en penalty box otra vez. Dame Veneno, ¿qué pasa? Mientras suenan. Ya pasaron. 12 puntos para Team Spain. 117 a 120 por Team New Zealand.
That was a total psych out they did there. We saw Team Spain in the lead just momentarily for by like a couple of points, and then they added the New Zealand ones. Baby Wavy there picking up a high block penalty, so this will be a power start in favor of Team Spain. Definitely some momentum shifts here. Hirana with that star getting knocked to that outside bridge back, but not too far. Team Spain doing a good job there, preventing the run back from being too far. One left to beat there, and Team Spain does emerge victorious, that lead advantage in their pocket. Team Spain losing one blocker to our CC guards penalty box. Does look like Baby Wavy is ready to get back into this action here. Arana getting bumped to that outfield, bridge back the long way. That's by number 22, Foxy. Baby Wavy through for that successful initial pass. Arana getting bumped to that infield, checking the bench, getting the instructions to call it off. Looks like it was in time to prevent any points being scored by New Zealand. We're gonna see how many are being 2 points put up by Team Spain. Almost a tie game, but hey, 1 point is nothing to sneeze at. Things definitely getting a little more heated here on track number 5.
Bendita Iona, Bendita que va a intentar a pasar primera para poner sus puntos y ya. Iona pasará primera. Faltan 4 minutos a este partido. Bendita que se empuje y ya pasa. Cuatro nuevos puntos para Team New Zealand. 124, 119. Eso se puede regresar también Team Spain puede sobrepasar ese scoreboard.
Team timeout being called by Team Spain. We have just under 4 minutes to go here in the second half. This has definitely been an exciting matchup here on track number 5. You know, just a little no stress here on the first day of the Roller Derby World Cup.
Qué tensión se siente desde aquí. Ojalá en casa igual, porque eso es increíble. Esa es la Copa Mundial.
I'm just gonna smile and nod. Yes.
Me dice que sí al lado.
Taking to our WFTDI jam line, we've got Ivy Kanivi and Marina Kerr. Teams lining up at that pivot line. Looks like we have one pivot standing in the box on the Team New Zealand side. So pack advantage currently lying in favor of Team Spain. Looks like one sitting for New Zealand too. So 2 blockers in that penalty box. Sorry, no, that's 1 blocker. One of them was hiding on the track, those sneaky blockers. Sorry, but it says Vendetta on the scoreboard, but I believe it is number 505, Marina Kerr, our lead jammer of record, is wasting no time to pick up 4 points and bring us back to a 1-point game here in Jam 19. Marina Kerr getting absorbed into that formation from New Zealand. Does emerge victorious though. 1 left to beat. I believe that was Scully along that turn number 2 there. Oh, and a cut track penalty being assessed for Spain. So we will go the full 2 minutes here in jam number 19. Ivy Kanivi still battling against those bodies. Rounds the top of that second apex and does put 4 points up on the board to match Team Spain. Looks like Scully currently being sent to our Sisu Guards penalty box to join the pivot from Spain. Ivy Kanivi now battling on top of this apex. Team Spain with a beautiful 2-wall formation there. Just a dynamic duo of Iron Doll and Violence there, able to keep Ivy Kanivi at bay. Team Spain doing an excellent job of limiting the points scored on that penalty. Not going to allow New Zealand to run away in this jam. Marina Kerr getting bumped to that inside, trying to stay in bounds by 1 hand, but does step out enough to force that recycle, not wanting to incur that second trip to the penalty box. Team formation's absolutely locking down. Here comes Scully to try and break them apart. Team Spain, though, with a dynamic 2-wall once again. Scully moving in for the assist and does assist Ivy Kanivi to get free of that pack. Our jam clock slowly winding down here. Whoa. That is a huge jam for New Zealand there. That is going to be 8 points picked up by Team Spain. That is the first time that Team New Zealand has gotten a double-digit score in this half. So yes, it does look like we're going to stay at this 12 points there. 8 points being picked up by Team Spain. You definitely couldn't tell by the way this crowd was cheering that there's only a 4-point differential scored in that last jam there. Looks like we got 2 in the box over on the Team Spain side. So pack advantage currently in favor of Team New Zealand here in jam number 20. Just under 2 minutes to go here in what could possibly be the last jam of this game. You never know. And of course, as we always say it, we always get like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah. Qué emoción. 127, 136 por Team New Zealand. Ya España está usando un team time.
There have been some incredibly hard hits here, but it does look like our skaters are still all smiles as they await the conclusion of the team timeout. Always what we love to see, everyone just smiling, loving the derbies.
Parece puede que sea el último jam de este partido. Jarana y Mackenzie. Jarana que tiene 2 bloqueadores para ayudarla. Mackenzie que está empujando fuerte en la defensa de Team Spain. Esa defensa muy sólida, una formación que sí permite la detención de los jammers. Mackenzie que ya pasó. Mackenzie que pone sus puntos. 4 nuevos puntos para Team New Zealand. Jarana que intentó pasar por el exterior, pero que está reciclada. Mackenzie que está reciclada por Team Spain. Mackenzie de nuevo. 4 nuevos puntos por Team New Zealand. Jarana que continúa la búsqueda de puntos. Jarana del exterior. Toma las decisiones de su banca. Va a continuar. Jarana. Nuevos puntos para Team Spain. Team Spain que se está formando para sacar a Team Mackenzie. Y ya se terminó.
So that will bring us to our unofficial score here. 12 points being picked up by Team Spain, 15 by Team New Zealand. Score unofficially 139 for Team Spain, 151 for New Zealand. And a reminder, everyone at home, if you're watching, just to take a nice deep breath because it's all.
Qué emoción.
It is
qué
all
emoción.
over.
Sí, estuvo fuerte.
Definitely some bodies flying at the conclusion of that game, and tension's starting to get a little heated there, but it does look like everyone's still all smiles. Oh, it does look like we have an official review.
It's official. 151 por Team New Zealand, 139 por Team Spain.
So that means things are officially official. But I do see that official review or some kind of official being signaled by our jam timer here. So I do believe that we are at the conclusion of our game, but yet to be determined.
Estamos esperando porque estamos viendo un official. Así que puede que empezar un nuevo jam. Todavía no lo sabemos. Estamos esperando eso.
Does look like we have a couple team representatives in the middle there just discussing with the refs the conclusion of that jam. If we have any details from that, we will bring them to you. But what an incredible matchup here on track number 5. Team New Zealand being held scoreless for many jams in that second half, but able to capitalize when they were able to score. Team Spain doing what they did best and chipping off, scoring points, 4 at a time. Sorry, we're just getting the details from our official being signaled. Oh, see, there is an official review being called, so we're at.
Voy a
We may get
explicarles luego.
one more. Does that mean we get one more jam? I don't believe so. So yes, Team Spain saying that it was an unnatural call off. The jammer only hit the hips once, so trying to force one more jam. Who doesn't want one more jam? We always want one more jam.
Qué fuerte. Así que sí, vamos a tener un nuevo jam porque el último no se terminó de la manera natural, como se dice. Se terminó, se fue call, nada más con una mano. Fue como, puedo decirlo, ilegal, pero bueno. Así que vamos a empezar un nuevo jam.
Hey, you gotta, whatever you gotta do to try and get one more jam. Gotta use what's at your disposal. So Team Spain definitely giving some love to the crowd here. Their fans being a huge, I think they were a huge inspiration here, giving Team Spain a little bit of love.
Que sí vamos a tener un nuevo jam o no.
It doesn't look like it. I don't think it was successful.
No
so.
tenemos mucha información aquí. Aquí estamos viendo también con ustedes en live, en vivo.
So yes, a little bit of confusion at the end of that game there, but it looks like everything is officially official. Our score will stay Spain 139, Team New Zealand 151. Just an incredible game for game number 10. I want to say a huge thank you to Painbow, our wonderful producer, giving us some stats and fun information. And thank you to you, Steph.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Paibo. Nos vemos.
And don't go too far. There's clearly like 4 more days of derby action on 5 tracks, so like limitless.